In any case, here we have Protocol Wired taking the Dark Elves against... Okay, nope, I did that wrong. It's actually going to be Parkmap taking on Aetherion. So I'll update the scoreboard after this round. No promises. But anyway, let's get into it. We got the Dark Elves on the field of battle, folks. Going to be bringing Dread Spears, Black Arc Corsairs, and Bleak Swords, 2 of each. We got 3 shades, 1, 2, 3 of them. We have 3 Dark Riders, all of them with shields. Up in the air, we have Harpies, Harpies. 3 of them as well. And then we have a High Beastmaster on a Manticore. He's got that bonus versus large on him, and he is going to have Whiplash, Stand Your Ground, Tormentor Sword, Beast Slayer, and Feather Toe Torque. We are going to have a Sorceress of Fire with Fireball, Flaming Sword of Ruin, and the Burning Head down here on the ground. And then for his opponent, the Vampire Coast, it looks like we got Zombie Pirate Deckhand Mob, 2 units of Zombie Pirates with pole arms, and a 3rd actually in the rear. Got some Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob in the center here. Very strong Air Force in the form of 2 Fellbats. Make that... with 2 deck droppers, or 2 Fellbats, 2 deck droppers, and Luther Harkin in the air with Hornswaggle and Power Siphon. He also has the Magical Void. He has a Gunnery White down here on the ground, along with a Carronade or 2, and then 2 Depth Guard hidden here in this nice little thicket, just ready to bounce out and surprise everyone. Guess jump out would be more right. I'm Aetherion. I didn't figure out that Beastmaster had Tormentor Sword a full week after this game. He's actually both players. Now that would be skill. Open fire. Down goes the Carronade, hitting these shades. Not going to do too much damage, but over time it will. And actually maybe focusing on the Sorceress by the looks of it. And they may just be missing and hitting these other guys as collateral damage. I think if the Beastmaster and the Harpies can get on top of the Fellbats and deck droppers, they can win that combat. But obviously Luther Harkin, he'll have to be careful. But the High Beastmaster is no chump. And if you have shades to support, you can definitely get some good things done. Up here, the infantry is going to push forward, and until they hit the Depth Guard, they should be in relatively good shape. But man, Gunnery Mob doing some nice damage on top of Black Orc Corsairs. But yeah, the Depth Guard should have a field day in this fight. Without Harkonneth Executioners or something like that, they don't really need to worry too much. They'll just be able to cleave their way through any of this infantry. In comes a Burning Head on top of the Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob. Going to do a nice little touch of damage, but they are going to run out of the way, as are these polearms. And it's just going to go burning its way off into the void, unless it hits these Dark Riders. They didn't really take damage, but they hit it, and that causes a leadership debuff for the burn trait, and that probably was just the thing that tipped the scales to make those guys go routing, so that Burning Head was not in vain after all. Going to be Dark Riders charging into Depth Guard. They're just not going to have enough damage output to really cut it, in my opinion. But we have Dread Spears following it up, and just keep feeding those Depth Guard Dark Elves. Depth Guard are hungry. Over here, though, Luther Harkin has taken some significant damage. Now the High Beastmaster is on top of him. And, yeah, this could be going pear-shaped for Luther Harkin very quickly, especially if these Harpies get over here and start supporting him in combat as well. Oh, he got staggered there, probably from... Actually, I don't know why he got staggered. But in any case, looking at the central engagements, now the Dark Elves have found what they need to deal with these Depth Guard, and that is the shades. Those shades are just pulverizing them with their armor-piercing crossbow bolts, and now they're trying to run away from the Dread Spears, but holy cow, they are crumbling. They are just taking so much damage. Some really nice shade play from the Dark Elves here. I think shades are just one of those units you definitely want to take against the Vampire Coast. So 1 Depth Guard completely destroyed. And over here we see a Fireball, and it's going after Luther Harkin. Going to be a nice hit on top of him. Vampire Fleet Captain Vampire's down on the ground, but now the Harpies and the High Beastmaster are all coming after Luther Harkin, and he's going to be diving into the ground to try to get away from him, but he's diving into Dread Spears, so poor Luther Harkin is just in a world of hurt now, and I don't really see him surviving this just pack of harpies. But look at him, the slippery bastard. He's still pulling out. Getting over here. Far, far away from the enemy and taking care of these harpies and regenerating health all the time. Luther Harkin, such a slippery, tanky lord. But over here, it looks like the Vampire Fleet Captain has been compromised quite significantly. She just summoned some zombie pirate gunnery mob though, and those units are always very, very helpful. High Beastmaster and the Harpy gang are diving in on top of Luther Harkin once again, taking some significant damage. He's going to get an invocation in the heck, but not sure if it's going to be enough unless he gets something supporting him here. He does have the zombie pirate deckhand mob with polearms luckily, which will help, but unfortunately Harpies are considered small units, so they don't get any bonus from having those polearms on top of them. Once again, Luther Harkin sneakily sneaks away, gets back in the air, and he's maybe coming over here. Yep, there he goes. Gonna try to save his Vampire Fleet Captain here. Oh, Fireball gonna hit him, doing some nice damage, and now Harpies and the Beastmaster are hot on his tail. They are really out to get him. And oh my goodness, Tormentor's Sword has been popped on Luther Harkin. High Beastmaster is possibly going to kill him right here, but oh no! Everything supporting the Beastmaster just terror routed, and now you have a summon coming over here, and suddenly the Vampire Coast is looking pretty good. Balance of power is swung in their favor, and now the Beastmaster is all by his lonesome. Luther Harkin definitely should have dived in on top of him there. Looks like he's going to miss that opportunity and allow him to get back in the air. And, oh man, it's a nice dodging from Luther Harkin there, causing terror. He needs to get back up in the air immediately because now those shades are going to start pelting him with all of the missile fire. Vampire Fleet Captain getting attacked by the Beastmaster. Luther Harkin coming in over here. Oh my goodness gracious, what a match, folks. Yeah, those shades, MVPs as far as I'm concerned. They're the only thing that could deal with the depth guard. And now in the late game, they're just sniping down the Vampire Coast leadership. Oh, poor Vampire Fleet Captain.
My bloodlust is waning. I have killed enough.
There goes the Fleet Captain. There's the Gunnery White left, and that's going to be a concession. So, a GG to Parkmap in that first battle against Aetherion. And time to see what happens next. But man, Shades for the win. Each of them getting over 100 kills. Depth Guard were on a rampage until they stepped in and stopped them. So very well played to both of these players as a close